Hi, I'm Michaela Golick, and I'm the director, editor, and scriptwriter of Mary Alice Chapter 1.
Me next? Okay. I'm Ashley. I was producer and played Mary Alice and did a bunch of other stuff.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I was the director of photography for Mary Alice.
Hello, I'm Megan. I was the assistant to the composer, and I did some of the promotional work and graphic design, including the posters.
Yes. So we're just here to tell you guys about the film festival this weekend. So it's going up Saturday morning until Sunday at midnight, so you can watch it at any time between then. And then on Sunday, there's a Q&A. We're at 2 p.m. So feel free to come and ask us questions in the description. We'll put the link so you can go ahead and check that out. It's on Facebook. And you do not need a Facebook to view this event. So if you click on the event and it's asking you to join Facebook, just say not now, and then you should be okay. So we're just going to talk about a little bit about the process of Mary Alice to get you excited for when you see it. So we can start with Ryan, and he can tell you about his experiences with working with us, and he can tell you a little bit about the equipment we use if you want, and anything dealing with cinematography. So take it away.
Way to throw him under the bus.
That's fine. So working for Mary Alice, it was a great experience. We were very efficient in our filmmaking while also making creative decisions in the field whenever we would encounter any problems. For equipment, I used the GH5 and multiple different cinema lenses by Groffmann. There's a 16, 35 millimeter, 300, bunch of different lenses, and most of the stuff was shot using tripod and the DJI Ronin M. We had a bunch of different lighting setups in the party scene. We had RGB lights, we can change the color of them, and yeah. I don't know.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Are you good?
I mean, yeah, that's good with me.
Okay, sure. Meg, why don't you talk a little bit about what you can for the music and your decisions for the poster?
Okay, so as I said, I mostly only did assisting for the music. And by assisting, I mean, due to our current situation, I wasn't able to be with the equipment and with my co-composer. So I was only able to give feedback and be like, hey, how about we try this instead? And he was the one who implemented it, he being Christian Groffmann, the main composer for this short film. He used Pro Tools, which is a really, really good system to use. It's also very difficult to learn. I've been trying. But on my end, for the thing that I worked a little bit more with the promotional work and the graphic design, I use the Adobe Creative Suite, the Creative Cloud, primarily Photoshop, though I did touch a little bit into Illustrator. And the movie poster itself, I took inspiration from action films, but primarily indie horror films, and their kind of solo focus on one figure in the poster frame. I think that's a good.
If you have any more questions for Meg, she'll be there on Sunday, so you can ask her. Ryan will also be there on Sunday for Mary Alice and also for his other film, IRL. So feel free to ask him questions with any of the films. So Ashley, why don't you go ahead and talk about your experience either playing the character or just being the producer?
Oh boy, what an experience it was. Where do I start? So, I mean, I've obviously been Mary Alice since the beginning, since we started like several years ago, and it's very adapted a lot, thank goodness. It was definitely a very new and different experience for me because usually whenever Michaela and I film, it's just the two of us. So this was my first time ever acting and like doing things with a crew and in front of people other than like one brief like internship we had somewhere else. But so that was pretty weird to get used to. Also a lot of paperwork and businessy type of stuff, which I wasn't expecting, which I didn't think I would be decent at, but I feel like I held it together decently. So a lot went into producing, basically managing the paperwork, managing the budget, contacting people and locations, helping Michaela with the like shot breakdowns and planning, helping with editing, like with the script. I didn't do anything like editing the film. What else do I talk about?
You can end it wherever you want to end it.
I need prompts.
It's so awkward. I needed prompts too, man.
I'm an awkward person. Sorry.
We can just jump straight to me then if you don't know what else to say.
Some questions, I'll answer them.
Yeah, on Sunday, ask us questions if you want to know if we don't answer anything. For me, it was an interesting experience. It's more than I've ever handled. But I feel like doing this made me learn that I could do it in the future, because I was stressed, but it was almost like it was a good type of stress. Like I can do this, like I want to be this kind of stressed. I honestly don't know what I would have done without my team, and honestly we probably would have died if Ryan did not join us, because he also found most of our team for us. So we would have figured it out, but I don't know what we would have done without Ryan.
Crash and burn, probably.
I mean, not crash and burn, but definitely.
No, it would have been a very big struggle, though.
Yes. So honestly, I really just had to give a shout out to our whole teams, even down to our PAs. Everyone was so helpful, and I don't know what I would have done.
The crew was honestly fantastic. We couldn't have asked for anybody better.
I feel like I only succeeded because of my team. Personally, to me. As well as we did. I mean, Mary Alice could have gone in all sorts of different directions, but I feel like we all worked really well together. Ryan helped bring my vision to life between my storyboard and him actually doing it. So, and Meg helping with the music and with the poster. It really just brings it all to life. Like, it's not just me and Ashley anymore. We have a whole team. And this team did really fantastic, and I'm really proud of every single one of us. So I hope we really can get Mary Alice to the full future, because I would bring everyone back on again.
No doubt.
So I guess one thing that we can talk about before we go to where you can follow us, maybe we should talk about what we've all learned from this experience, because Capstone is more about learning of how to do things and the process of how to do things than really pushing out this fantastic film. It's about learning the experience. So we can start with Meg, and then we'll go to Ryan, then Ashley, and then we can come back up to me.
It's a little awkward to start with me, considering the only one not from your college. But for me, it just kind of pushed me into, once again, as you always have since I first started doing artwork, it pushed me into trying different techniques or different programs, as in with the Pro Tools. And the composition that I've had to do in the past is more so classical composition and choral lines, because that's what you do in music school, a lot of chorale. But it pushed me into trying to learn to work with different sounds, different ideas, and it also pushed me to learn to work with different visual ideas and different visual context. For instance, first movie poster I've ever made. I think it turned out good. But other than that, yeah, I don't think there's other than that. We're good.
So I would say I learned a great amount working on this project. Definitely the first thing would be working in a group with everyone having their different ideas and roles and how they all like blend together. That was a big learning curve with me. I've never worked on a project this big in with a group. And the second thing that I learned was how shooting turns into like the overall film, shooting each scene, and then how it meshes together and forms a big coherent film that makes sense throughout. It was nice to see how each individual shot had its place within the big idea of the film.
All right, me next, I guess. I mean, pretty similarly to Ryan, I learned a lot about the process. I mean, I didn't learn a lot about it in school, obviously, because as many people know, I'm not a film major. But I've always really liked film. I've been like taking photos and like using cameras since I was like really young, just like out of hobby and something that I liked. I did theater for a few years. I did like a video production class in high school, so I already had like a little bit of a background, but never fully like, I guess, learned about like the whole like production aspect of it and how to like actually like properly do it. So this was a great learning experience for that. And like Michaela said earlier, it was very stressful, but it was the type of stressful that we enjoyed. Like I was obviously stressed, but at the same time, I didn't want to stop working on it. I prioritized it other than like the stuff for my own major. Like I would put that down to work on this. So it was very eye-opening and it's like kind of gave this feeling like, yeah, this is what I like to do. It's a great experience. I would 100% do it again and really hope to do it again. Please don't kick me out, Michaela. But yeah, I think just learning about how it all works and like this is like stepping into like the world of film and just seeing how it works, which I think was really great.
So for me, it's obviously what also Ryan Ashley said, because me and Ashley have done tons of projects, but we haven't done anything quite to this scale. Of course, we throw it back all the way to Supernatural Junior. That was our very first project.
I was in that.
But I feel like doing something like that helped prepare us for this, right? Getting everyone together and doing all the things. But I don't know, because when I first started, it was more like a solo mission. And I learned that you really can't be on a solo mission for something like this. It just takes so much. Like it took me and Ashley to get the equipment in the car, out of the car, back to our building and stuff, like 2 to 3 hours by ourselves. But when we had crew members, it got shortened to half an hour, maybe an hour for pushing it. So like, I feel like I learned that, you know, you really need to value your crew members and you've really got to learn to place your trust in others. Because when it came to my fears, like I've never had someone else hold the camera for me. So that was different for me. And I don't know, it's just really every step of the way I was learning. It's hard to say one, but I think definitely working on a team is biggest for me. So to our lovely crew members over here on the side, it's not all of them, but some of our bigger players in this game. Meg, why don't you can screen share if you want, show people where they can see you, or maybe talk about how people can hire you to do their poster work or artwork.
There we go. Okay. So if you ever want to find me, I do graphic design, original art. I do a lot of commissions, though depending on the time, it can vary. I've done business cards, I've done logos, I've done a lot of logos. I did my logo and the logo for the Bly Sisters Productions as well. So if you ever want to find me, come look for Coraline Dark or Coraline Designs, in the process of switching name to Coraline Designs.
All right, Ryan, why don't you go ahead?
So I would say the best place is my email. So it's rcabana21@yahoo.com, or you can find me on Instagram at RyanCabana11.
Because you want to do short commercial work, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, sorry. I want to, in the future, I definitely want to continue to keep working on short films, but I also want to do commercial work for businesses and larger scale productions in a studio.
Yeah, so for me and Ashley, I feel like you pretty much know, but you can follow us on our personal if you want.
Yeah.
But for Deblias Sisters Productions, it's literally Deblias Sisters Productions. Instagram's Deblias Sisters, and Twitter is Deblias Prod, which we can also put in the description when we post. We'll also post what Ryan and Meg said, where you can find them, so it's clear for you to see and easier for you to access it. But yeah, I just round of applause for everybody. We did it. We made a film.
Yay! First step.
Yay.
Proud of you guys.
I'm proud of everybody. I really am proud of our team. When working with everybody, me and Ashley would constantly like sing praises. Maybe not to them all the time, but within ourselves, we would always say, "Oh my God, I'm so glad we got this team." We were
Call
so
them
proud
up
of
at
our
midnight
actors.
and be like, "Hey
filming
guys, I
weekend.
love you."
No, on our filming weekends for us, they were about like 15-hour days for us, but it didn't feel like that at all with everybody's help and just like how smoothly it went. It was just, I don't know, it was great.
Yeah, so our lovely guests are allowed to leave if they wish and say their goodbyes, but me and Ashley will stay on here a little longer to talk about our end credits, and tell you the summary of Mary Alice so you can get excited to see it. But for anyone that wants to leave this moment, go ahead and say your goodbyes.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Okay. I've got a piece out, but like I said, if you want to find me, Coraline Designs on basically any YouTube, including any YouTube, any website, including Twitch and YouTube. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Meg.
Bye. I'm gonna dip out too.
That's fine. Any closing words from you?
No, I'm just really proud of how the project turned out, and everyone put 110% into the work, and it really shows. So, yeah. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so we're going to talk about our end credits a little bit because I feel like we need to spend some time on it, because not only was it the crew, but it was everybody's support. And I feel like we need to address that. So I will pull up the credits. And let's see, I will share it so you guys may see it. So for our special thanks, we got Bridget because of how much she donated to us. So it's actually within her reward tier. And honestly, she's very super sweet, and we're very excited for her to see the film as well.
Yeah.
She really was focused on helping us and giving us, you know, she was just, it's hard, right? Because
She was
everyone donated.
super kind and generous and had nothing but support for us.
Yeah, and that can be said for a lot of our donors, but she really went
Absolutely.
above and beyond and donated. The tier for a special thank you was 300 or more. So it was very special to us to get somebody to believe in us that much.
Yeah.
Not that anyone believed in us less, but she was able to give.
Like,
more.
obviously, we appreciate the verbal support and just like emotional support just as much, if not even more than more than the monetary support.
But yeah,
we'd be nothing without it.
Yeah, she was just able to give more, and if you're able to give more, you don't even have to all the time, and we're just really appreciative of that. It means, to us, it means that she's really into helping us, and we just really thought that was special. For the Dark Hills campers, for those watching, I feel like you know why. Most of you guys were our supporters and our donators, and it's just a really great community that we wanted to shout out, because everyone's just so welcoming, and everyone's just so about supporting each other and helping each other. And if you're able to, I would go to their Facebook page and try to go to one of their events, because it's just such a great community.
Yeah, search Dark Hills events on Facebook. It's either Dark Hills, is it events or gaming?
We'll put the link in there so you'll see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to say about them?
I mean, I think you summed it up there. Like, a fantastic group of people, supportive, they love the horror community. So if you're into like horror, definitely check them out because they have live action horror events that you get to go to. We've gone to several of them. They are fantastic, so fun, and like run so well.
Yeah, their support was outstanding. They've shared our stuff on their pages, and they really helped us raise the money that we needed to at that point.
Yeah, so not only like the people running it, but also just like the people that we've met there too, because they've been super supportive of it too, and like supportive of each other as well.
Yeah, so then we, now this order is not anything special. It's just the order I did because that's what came to mind as I was typing in. I was like, oh, now them. Ooh, now them. So don't think the order is like from most special to least special or anything like that.
No, everybody is so important to us.
This is just what came to mind as I started writing it, and it was just the list that my mind made for me. So we're going to go to Snap It's Vintage. So most of the accessories that Mary Alice wore, from her necklace to her cape, came from Snap It's Vintage, and they're very supportive of us as well, and they're actually really supportive of any artist, and they're just great in talking to you, and they're also a great community to go to, and they've are on our Facebook as well, and they always comment, and they're like, can't wait, I'm so excited, and they're just really great people that run the store.
Yeah. It's a great store. It's an antique store in Nashua, New Hampshire. If you want to check it out, we highly recommend. They have great stuff. But obviously, they're just such nice people. They're so supportive. They're there genuinely to help you and just to, actually just, like, care.
They also know their stuff.
Yeah, they do.
We went to a lot of antique stores trying to find props or whatever, and we would tell them Edwardian era, and it would just go over their head.
And to help us, like, they were so excited for this. Like, they personally showed us things that they thought would like work, and like it was.
We had a private showing.
Yeah, they have just been fantastic to us.
So then we go down, and that's my family. Well, some of them, not all of them. But they were my main supporters within my household. They also donated, and they also helped me push it as well. And they were working just as hard as I was when it came to campaigning. And it's just really great to have that kind of support in the house. And my mom was actually, if you go all the way back to when Mary Alice first started, she originally came up with the very first Mary Alice plotline. It's nowhere close to where it was before.
No, it's drastically changed.
Because it's developed, but without that, I don't know if we would have gotten where we are now.
Probably not.
So the next one is Ashley's mom. So go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, so Barbara is my mom. We helped her out this because obviously she donated. She's very supportive. She also helped make the costumes. So all the costumes for Mary Alice were made by me and her. Much more her than me. She did all the good-looking ones.
You did the kids one, though.
Yeah, and then she redid it because it was not good. I did the ripped one just because we knew it was supposed to look bad in the end, so that's why we had me do that one. But she did the good-looking stuff. She oversaw everything. She's also just super supportive and would just put up my nonsense. Be like, okay, I need this for filming. I'm going to go do this. Or what do you think about this? And just asking opinions and prying it out of her. But thanks, Mom.
So the next person on my list is actually my capstone teacher, and a teacher that I've known for 4 years now. And she's always been really supportive of any student, and I think she just deserves to have a special thanks because she also helped push the project to what it could be. Because you would go to class, you would show up, and she's like, but you need to push it further. And then further, right? So she pushed us to what she thinks is our best.
She didn't shy away from feedback.
No, she didn't. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, if something was wrong, she was telling you.
So the next person on our list is Nick Capers. He's kind of a crew member, but kind of not at the same time. So we used a new camera from school that didn't quite have its own lenses yet or anything like that. So he lent us his lenses, and when Ryan talked about the equipment, also the Ronin to go with that. And honestly, we would have had to use an adaptive lens, which actually crops some of the shots because it's an adaptive one. And because of him, we were able to get some of the fantastic shots we did because he lent us these things. He also helped our first weekend too, and he helped mostly with Ryan in getting a camera set up, and he would also just oversee that as well. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, our donors and everyone who has supported us. That's pretty self-explanatory, whether you've been there more recently or if you've been there from the beginning. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We literally could not have done this without you.
No, and we say that because when we go to our next credits, we say that here, but literally what we mean this in the sense of the story. Because in the sense of the story, we wouldn't have one because about 20 years ago, right?
Thereabouts.
About 20 years ago, this is Ashley's grandmother. She made her that doll.
So the doll, Mary Lou, that you see is handmade and was a gift to me from my wonderful Grammy, Gloria, when I was just a little tot. And it sat in my closet for years, not seeing the light of day. And then finally, in like, what was it, 2016, 2017, when did we start this?
Yeah.
We started with shorts with her. The very, very beginning stages of Mary Alice. She made her appearance, and yeah, we wouldn't have, I don't think the story would not have progressed from where it was because it was based around that doll.
Yeah, the story is mainly based around that doll because we're like, we have to make that doll make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the beginnings of Mary Alice was just meant to be creepy and scary, no story. The doll was just there to serve that purpose, right? Just a creepy little thing that she's carrying around. But yeah, without her making that doll, we probably wouldn't even have Mary Alice.
Yeah, no, it was a major like spark of like inspiration. When we were just trying to like come up with shorts, we were like, "What's creepy?" And then I was like, "Creepy dolls. Look at this one that I have."
So yeah, but I mean, honestly though, without anybody, without our crew, without our donors, our supporters, anyone who mentioned us, anyone who was just there emotionally for us, like literally without anybody, I don't think we would have been here with this film.
No.
If it was just me and Ashley, like I don't know how it would have turned out. We would have had something, but
we would have come up with something. We would have gotten it done, but it would be nowhere near the quality that it is now.
And I don't think we can really express how thankful we are. We say it, but like deep in our hearts, like it warms us. And we're just trying so hard.
Should we talk about our crew members a little bit?
Yeah, so let me...
Wait, you skipped a page. McCallion is the director!
Oh, no, people probably didn't know that. So we'll start with our actresses, or inactors, because we really didn't talk about them. But obviously, they're the ones that brought the story also to life with their acting. So obviously, we already know about Ashley, so we'll just
we can skip me.
We can start with Joey. He did a really great bank teller voice.
Joey is also the head of Dark Hill Events. So that's how we met him, and he has just always gone out of his way to offer help to us. And when we put out a memo like, guys, we need help with voices, and he just stepped right up to the plate and offered himself up.
Yeah, like anything. So he's also a great guy if anyone wants to be part of the community. He's just fantastic. And there's more we want to say, but there's not enough words.
No, we're not good unscripted.
So we'll also skip over Ashley again.
God, I hate seeing my name so much. It's so weird.
So we go to Madison. Madison, to me, was my perfect Wren. She is just a really great actor. She's also great to work with. I mean, you can also say that about Nicole. They were just both very easy to get along with. They're just really helpful. They're just really helpful to be there too, because they're just easygoing in a sense, and they were prepared. They knew their lines. They also practiced with each other without us asking them to or monitoring that. They did that within themselves, and I'm really proud of them.
they just went above and beyond. We couldn't, like, as you said, like, the same with Nicole, like, we couldn't have found a better Parker. They just fit the roles that we were envisioning. They really brought them to life. They gave everything their all. They were so willing. Yeah.
Honestly, a round of applause for them.
Yeah.
They knew their stuff.
They
showed up to set and were prepared, and I think that also helped us be on time.
Oh, yeah.
They were just ready.
Yeah, most of the time, like, there were some days where our crew and our actresses were there before we were. We're like, hold on, guys. We'll be there in a second.
Yeah, because they showed up early, and we're like, oh, no, they showed up early. But we're like, also, oh, thank God they showed up early.
But it's also like, they're early. But, yeah, no, they were great for the roles. They have other projects, too. Madison has a short that she's been working on that's coming out recently. I think there's a trailer up for that. So if you look her up, you can probably find that. Nicole has her own business too. The Therapist Therapy, I think the name is, which is also something to look up at. But just like if you look them up, you'll be able to find stuff about them. They've acted in other stuff, but yeah, they were just, I don't know what to say. They were fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they're also gonna be there on Sunday.
Yeah, so ask them questions then.
Yeah, if you have questions about their process, or if you have a compliment, even, just let them know, because they did great. I'm glad they were able to bring the characters to life the way they did. Yeah. And they were just, when we had our meeting with them, they're like, how should I say this? And they're like writing notes. Like, you should have seen what they were writing on their scripts.
Yeah. a lot of dedication.
Yes. And I couldn't be happier. So we'll jump down to our extras right here. Say Ghost, Red Hood, and Wolf. So,
all of them were very last minute.
Yes.
They pulled through.
Yeah, they did. So we were supposed to film during a weekend, but we had a really bad snowstorm because we had all of our extras. We even had, my mom was going to be the caterer, and we were prepared, right? Like, we have all of our extras. This is going to be a great party scene, whatever. And then we had to postpone it because of really bad weather. And the Airbnb lady, the house was on a dirt road, and Ashley's car was barely able to make it up without all that snow.
Fun fact, like a couple weeks later, my engine completely like blew out and I had to get it replaced.
But so Joe sent out an email saying, oh, they need extras, whatever. And these guys, well, Patrick is also our PA, but we'll get to him. But Madison and Natalie,
I think she goes by Nat.
They both showed up and were so willing, and they also helped us decorate for Halloween. But they were also super great, and they drove themselves. I think we're about 30.
Yeah, we're about a half an hour to 40 minutes away.
And I think they were barely there for an hour or two.
Yeah.
But, like, they were just there. They were, dancing to imaginary music. Like, they were really... They
made a great scene. We were also, just like during this scene that you'll see, it's one of our favorites, like look-wise, but also we were behind camera just trying not to laugh, just because the three of them just mixed so well, and they were just, their commentary was just so funny.
Yeah, like, oh my God, that can be like its own separate video of them just talking. But it was great, because we also filmed on Valentine's Day, so that was also hard for some people.
Yeah.
That also caused us to lose a few crew members as well, because we had to postpone. But honestly, they really made a great thing. And Patrick, you don't really see the wolf that much in the party scene, just because, I don't know, either conversation-wise it didn't fit, or just the way the camera was moving.
Yeah, and it's just the way it was put together. There wasn't much.
He couldn't breathe in that mask.
But he was literally just thrown into that. We were like, we can't have this with only then. We need another person. But he was so willing to just jump right in, and it seemed like he was enjoying it. I hope he was. Yeah,
because he's like, I can't breathe in this mask. I'm like, take it off, and he's like, no, I must be. That's great. Hopefully they'll be there for the Q&A and they can wave hi in the comments.
Yeah, look out for their future stuff. They're freshmen right now, so I'm sure they'll be having some of their own projects in the up and coming years.
And we hope we can support them when they're seniors.
Yes.
So we'll move down to crew. So you met Ryan. we already sang his praises, but honestly, thank you to him. He made most of our crew.
So much, Ryan. He brought a lot of people together. He was also there kind of in the beginning stages. He was the first one of our group to join us. There was at one point where he like went and did some location scouting with us. We talked with an archivist, somebody who works in the archives of the town we shot in, to get some more information. And he was just so easy to work with. And obviously there were some barriers. Like, he really helped. Like, I can't find words.
That's okay.
Took what's in here and put it out there.
If you guys really like what he did, then I please ask you to check out his other film, IRL. It's also in the same playlist as Mary Alice.
Mm-hmm. I think theirs is first, isn't there? Theirs is first, ours is last.
Technically, I mean, that's hard to say because they're all going to be up there.
Okay, that's just the list that I saw of the orders, but really it's a playlist. It could be in any order, watch in any order you want, but make sure to watch that one.
Yes, please. If you're going to support us, please support him and in his other film.
Yeah, because he was doing 2 films at once, so super shout out to him.
Yeah, and he was working more in that other group, obviously, because that group was his main group.
Yeah,
and we were
he
basically
kind of like tagged along because he was like, I'll help these people. They seem to be struggling.
So next up we got Zachary. He likes to go by Zach. He's really good in sound. He's also very easy to get along with. And he was just willing to do anything because he was in very uncomfortable positions in the cars.
Yeah.
And it was hard for him to get good sound because my car is awful.
You can't hear yourself thinking it. It's just...
So honestly, with him being able to get the sound that he did, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So we'll go down to Jesse. So Jesse is also part of one called Chapters. He's in the second group B, I believe, off the top of my head. So also go and show him some love for his. I think he's the director in his. He was also jumped right into it. He didn't even read the script. He just came because Zach couldn't do our postponement date.
Yeah.
So Jesse, he just came in. You know,
just like went straight to like holding the equipment, and then while he's getting ready, he's like, "So what's this thing about?"
Yeah, and he's like doing this, and he's like, he gave a, he had some advice, and he shared it with us, which is always nice. But yeah, he's also very easy to work with, and then a huge shout out to our PAs.
They have been there straight from, well, not straight from the start, but like straight from when we started filming. I think we found them probably, was it like a week? 2 weeks max before filming. But they were super willing. I think we found them through Joe sent out an SOS, and they jumped right in.
They were also so willing to do anything. And
I was just about to say that. They were so willing. They were like, put us wherever. And we're like...
Yes. We were trying to hopefully teach them things for theirs. They
helped in all aspects. They helped with sound. They helped with clapboard. They helped with lighting. They helped with grabbing things when we needed them, with equipment, with everything.
Jacks of all trades.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Jacks of all trades, yeah, because I think our main goal is if we get PAs, yes, we need help moving on this stuff, but we were trying to teach them, so hopefully we taught them something.
Hopefully they weren't too bored.
They're great crew members as well.
Yeah, if you guys are filmmakers, definitely hit them up for assistance.
Yeah, because I think at the moment, as far as I'm aware, they still want to be cinematographers, but that could change at any moment because they're exploring.
Yeah, they're still early into their schooling, so.
But if you look at our bios, Nick did give a shout out to some of his stuff.
So you can look at his stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see some of the stuff that they make in the future. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for it.
In our album too, you'll see the behind the scene photos of them. So they were just really great, and I honestly really love our team. I keep saying that, but fantastic team.
This crew was completely randomized, but everybody got along so well. And there was just a lot of times where I was just sat back, like off to the side, and I just like couldn't help but smile just because everybody was getting along so well and just like having a good time, just chatting. I know there was at one point, Nick and Patrick were just like talking about like films, and like they were just so passionate about it, and it was just, I don't know, I just liked really observing everybody from the sidelines.
What was that quote that they keep saying about the film?
I have no idea.
So they kept saying, because we were in the cold all the time, and I was constantly checking on them. Are you okay? Are you warm? Because we were just outside pretty much the whole day.
Hot water.
No. There was something they kept saying about film, and it was like, do it for the film or something like that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the exact words. Oh, guys, if you
I found it hilarious.
Text us and tell us what it was.
Yeah. Let us know.
Word.
Hopefully they show up for the Q&A and they can wave their hellos in the comments.
Yeah.
But we also hope to see their capstones their senior year, if they're still in Keene anyways, and we hope maybe that we can help support them.
Yeah, so guys, once you're seniors and doing your capstones, message us so we can see.
Yes.
That goes to all of you guys that we work with. If you guys do anything and just want people to see it, like, send it to us. We'd be more than happy to, like, watch it and support you guys. All these names and give them so much support.
Yes. I definitely know Ryan's in IRL, Jesse's chapters. I think Zach's is Weekend in Waterville. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head.
Go find them in the
but you'll see them there.
Thing.
We already talked about the costumes and the doll. So let's jump straight to the music. I honestly don't know what we would have done without our original music.
No. We've been stuck to, like, YouTube studio like, clips. Yeah, and the music also came in very late to the game. Like, we had no idea what it was going to sound like at the beginning because they couldn't really do anything until they had, like, the film and the clips. So once we finished filming, even it took a while after that. We were just sending them clips and the videos, and they were using that and, like, prompts that we gave them and, like, talked to them about to make it. And so, and they were, like, obviously, like, in an entirely different state. So communication was a little bit, and it was, like, challenging considering the circumstances, but he hit it out of the park.
Yeah, we didn't really give much direction except for the thing that we wanted, like, a music box sound.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, every time I get feedback from this film, all I hear about is how wonderful the music is and how much the music really helps tell the story, which we need because Mary Alice doesn't talk.
So made it a little bit more challenging for them to do it. But again, like, we really love how it sounds because a little while ago, the four of us, Michaela, Christian, and Meg, did a Zoom when he was first like presenting it to us and showing it to us, and we were doing our initial hearing. And when it was, the main theme was, like, first described to us, he was like, I think he said, like, he kind of had, like, 80s slasher kind of, like, as inspiration. And, like, hearing that, I was like, that is the complete opposite of what we want. But then we listened, we were like, oh my god, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So
support him because this is what he wants to do.
Yeah, he wants to do, like,
did it. Mary Alice is not easy. It jumps from scene to scene to you guys will see. It jumps from Mary Alice, Parker, Wren, Mary Alice, Parker, and Wren, and sometimes it's not even that long. And it's hard for music to, move in that way.
Yeah.
But he did it so well.
Yeah, it was amazing. And for our donors, who got the tier with the music, you can look forward to getting your own soundtrack for it, which we're going to be getting sorted soon.
Yeah, he's going back and he's separating it all himself. But he also it's his band or his brother's band that you hear when Parker and Wren are driving.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all original music. And honestly, all of it. And we're so proud of him. We really love it. You see his name on his poster. We're going to try to really make an awesome CD, and his information will be on there if you ever want to hire him.
Yeah.
You can also look him up by his name. But we'll get some contact info if you guys wish to work with him. But he's great, and we consider him part of Team Tobias now.
Yeah.
He's so ready to jump to the next project. And we're like, whoa, slow down, we're not ready.
Yeah. Everybody here has sold their soul to us. They now belong to Tobias per contract. Just kidding, they don't. They can leave whenever they want. They are more than welcome to work with us. We would love to work with everybody again.
Yes. So Mary Alice will be considered unlisted, so you can only watch it with a link, because with film festivals, we're not sure if it can be quite public yet, depending on the rules. So we're
So
going to leave it unlisted for now.
yeah, so be sure to take advantage of this film fest that they're putting up, because once it's up there, you only have this Saturday and Sunday to watch it, and then it's going to be gone for a while until we figure out like film festival like requirements and rules and just whatever we decide to do with it. But definitely watch it while you can. And it's like kind of like an opening weekend.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting.
I hope so. It's a different kind of horror, and we've always said that. But I didn't put any scenes of Mary Alice actually truly killing anybody or a lot of blood like there would be in the full film, just because I didn't feel like at this point in our stages and with our budget, we couldn't have done it properly without ruining the look of the film.
Yeah, I also had to do all my makeup and special effects, so that's also why, because I am not good at those things.
So truly, this is hard because we see it. It is creepy because of the doll, but I've been told it's more a sad creepy. But trust me, in the full film, there'll be a lot more.
Hopefully, it'll bring some emotions out in you. That's the hope.
It'll be a lot more creepy, and we'll have a lot more blood. And
we're not saying it's bad.
No,
we're very happy with it.
Yes.
But this is just this whole film. Think of it as a sneak preview. This is just a preview of what is to come, and we really hope that we can make the full film everything that we want it to be. Yeah,
and hopefully we can bring back some of our original crew, maybe our actors and actresses as well. I would love to have them back. Just like we said, to us, they were perfect. I don't know who else we would put. But yeah, so, and we will, here's the first shot, and I hope you guys will tune in and ask us questions, show support. Hopefully Meg and Christian will also be there on Sunday. Madison and Nicole will hopefully also be there, so you can compliment them, you can ask them questions. Ryan will also be there to answer questions about IRL and Mary Alice, so ask him for both films if you wish. But thank you. We'll be in playlist A. So that means 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Yes. Tune in to Facebook.
Yeah, so bye guys.
Bye. Thank you.